Well, with that, everybody, let's get this show on the road today, shall we? It is season 2 with the Penguins. Now, I am putting something to the test because we do have to ultimately decide our goals for the season again. Last year, I didn't wear the Penguins jersey, and we failed our goals. This year, I'm not going to wear our Penguins jersey. If I fail the goals again, I will only wear the Penguins jersey. Do you see how this works? We need to put it to the test. So that'll be interesting. Mo, I have not done the roster rundown video. I will have that out soon. It's just very time consuming to go through all of that. So, and on one hand, I'm kind of dreading it. You know? Changed your schedule. Indeed, I did, Lofa. It's been this way for over a week. And it will probably maintain the schedule at least through the winter. Because again, as pointed out, it gets dark at like 3:47 p.m. And it's awful. So that said, I want you guys to take a look at this team, right? We got to take a look at the team, take a look at our entire situation. Man, my voice is just not warmed up today. We'll take a look at the entire situation, and then it is up to you guys as to what our goals will be for the season. We're going to look for more realistic goals on the year. So this is the team, of course, that we are going to run with. Flyers fans, avert your eyes, because we signed Claude Giroux to a phenomenal contract for the year. Claude Giroux has turned against Pennsylvania, or at least the Philadelphia side of things. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing that we're going to have him on this team this season. He will be next to Sidney Crosby, who went up to a 96, and Jake Gensel, who went up to a 94. That top line should be phenomenal. I cannot wait until you guys decide that our goal for the year should be Jake Gensel needs to hit 30, because I know how you like to troll. Our second line is Brian Rust, Evgeny Malkin, who again still has the exception to be able to be on the second line, and Joe Pavelski, who we picked up at the draft in a pretty big deal involving the Dallas Stars. So very excited to see what Joe Pavelski can bring, even at 38 years old. I think that top six is probably the best in the league. We get to the third line, and we knew that someone would have to be on the outs, and it looks like it's going to be Zach Aston Reese, unfortunately. But the third line is Jason Zucker, Teddy Bluger, and Kasperi Kapanen, who will stick around. So, I mean, no denying that's a great line. And then we get to the fourth line, and this was the point of contention. What do we do with this fourth line? Do we run with guys like Michael Chaput, and more than likely Zahorna would be in the bottom six, and Drew O'Connor? Should they be the fourth line? Or, as you would have seen, should the fourth line be Valtteri Puistinen, Philip Hollander, and Sam Poulin? And I can't help but think that is the right way to go. Because if we have these guys in the AHL, we don't have enough spots for everybody to play that we would want to have getting ice time in the AHL. Because think about it, you have those three. Well, who do we take out of this lineup? Michael Chaput, and who else? So 2 players at the very least would have to sit that we want to have ice time with. So at the very least, to start this season, we are going to run with arguably our 3 best prospects right now as our fourth line, despite our coach not exactly fitting that as best they can. But that is the forward core. That's incredibly tough to beat on paper, which means we, we should be good. We should be good. The defense, Brian Dumoulin, Chris Letang back again, of course, P.O. Joseph, and John Marino. And Jordan Osterley will be with Austin Strand to start the year. Tempted to run Brennan Manel. We'll see who does better. But again, both Osterley and Manel can play either side, which is huge because, again, if you're just a lefty, you can only play on that left-hand side, which is fantastic. The extra challenge. Goalies, same as last year. Tristan Jarry, Philip Lindbergh, who was the overtime. I mean, he was the overtime hero on occasion, but the playoff hero earned that backup spot over Casey DeSmith. So with that, and seeing what our team is, I want suggestions for our goals for the season. Again, if it's like, oh, Tristan Jarry gets 30 shutouts, like, I'm just going to ignore you. I want realistic expectations. We need 3 goals for the year. It can be player related. It can be stat related. It can be standings related. Literally anything you can think of is the direction that we can go. So it is completely up to you guys. Now, shout out to twitch.tv/Terrio. That's Terry OH, which is beautiful. A beautiful man who's in this chat right now. Lead the league in leagues. I mean, I think that's realistic personally. I do think that's realistic personally. I can see, Terry, why you would go in that direction. So here, let's look at the suggestions that we have here. Lead the league in hits. Ooh, 65 win season, unrealistic. Win division, realistic. 2 players hit 80 points. That's realistic. Malkin, 50 assists. Ugh. It's realistic, so I'll put it there, but oh god. Oh god, that is realistic. 10 shutouts on the year. I knew someone would say that again. Oh god. Lead the league in goals for. We'll put it on there too. Oh god. Cappy, 35 points. Ugh. Ugh. Crosby, 100 points. Oh man. Ooh. No one at a minus. Oh god. That's impossible. But I'll put it there. I'll put it there. Have the top rookie. I mean, that's unrealistic because, I mean, there's going to be someone. I'll put it there, but that means immediately, like, all the bottom line gets all the power play time. Is essentially what we're at. Oh, God, let's see. Power play. Let's go. PP percentage. 18 minimum. That's what we'll go for. Malkin point per game. We'll see. I'll put Malkin a point per game, but don't know if we'll have it be a trade. He's on a 1-year deal anyway, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Pavelski, 25 goals. Oof. Oof. Let's see. We got win division in there. 3 25 goal scorers. Ugh. Oh boy. Let's see. 4th liner with 25 points. I don't mind that one. Let's see. Win 75%. I'm gonna go with yeah, well, we can do that. Win 75% of games against Metro teams. Ooh, let's see. Top 8 in special teams. Oh god. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good. So we have a gigantic wheel featuring numerous suggestions for our goals for the season. We will have 3 of them. What 3 will they be? 2 80-plus point players. Okay. Okay, so 2 80-plus point players. What's next? Malkin has to be a point per game. So Malkin's gonna be one of them. Fuck. So 2 80-plus point players, Malkin a point per game, and Pavelski 25 goals. Whew. So they all landed on being player related. They all landed on being player related. So 2 80-plus point getters, Malkin point per game, Pavelski 25 goals. Ooh, what happened to the Canucks franchise? It was a short-term test run, and it was literally short-term because the game deleted my save file. So that's what happened, unfortunately. So we have our 3 goals for the season. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued at how well this will work out. They are quite achievable, but at the same time, I don't know if we'll hit all 3. You know? I don't know if we'll hit all 3. That does mean that we need to make sure our special teams are set up quite well with both Malkin and Pavelski on the top power play out of pure necessity. Gensel and Letang can be there as well. So no doubt that has to be our top power play unit. It actually puts Sam Poulin on the top unit, and Puistinen, or on the second unit, I should say. So obviously Giroux, Rust. It would kind of suck not to have Kapanen in there. But I also wouldn't mind... It makes sense to have P.O. Joseph there. It does. I'm just saying I'd love to have... like, if Puistinen and Poulin are going to be there, I'd love to have... Hollander there as well. But also, it kind of sucks that that Zucker wouldn't be there. But then again, with Kapanen and Zucker and these guys, it's just, In theory, you send them out after a power play, and they should dominate, hopefully. I think we have to have Joseph there. And if there was somebody that we'd leave out of that top unit, it would probably be Philip Hollander. But yeah, if somebody's got to get left out, that's just the way it's. That's the way it can. Or it could be Claude Giroux and the kids, and we leave out Brian Rust, which would kind of suck for Rust, but I think it's at least worth trying. I mean, Hollander is a grinder, but I do think this is at least worth trying. So we have Pavelski on the right for the 1Ts. Let's get these guys over here. What are the punishments? We don't decide the punishments until we know for a fact that we failed. So we'll have Giroux, Hollander, Poulin, Puiston, and Joseph on the defensive side. PK looks good, just by default. Although it does put Valtteri Puistinen on the PK. Why? Oh, it's 4-man power play. Jesus, what the hell? I thought I hit the button twice. And then again, the PK looks fine too. The only difference, the only change I'd want to make is getting Brian Rust there, but I don't really have a guy that can play center. So Rust is kind of the odd man out, unfortunately. But I think we're good then for the beginning of this season. The AHL looks great. We have some pretty good prospects that are very, very close to making it to the NHL level. I think we're looking okay. Rafi, what's going on? Is this full sim? Yes, it is. I will not be playing any of the games. Crosby, Pavelski, Giroux, all leaders in the locker room. Good stuff. All right. Let's get to the beginning of the season. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, Coach, we will end up, like, playoff-wise, we do end up watching the games. Will this be on YouTube? Yes, it will. When will it start? Today, actually. First episode's already scheduled for today, so keep an eye out. All right. And we're good to go. So we start off our season against the Anaheim Ducks. But before we start off our season, and no auto-rotate is not on, I'll be manually changing things over, we need to take a look at the lines for other teams, because I do love to see what teams look like heading into Season 2. Yes, the free agency challenge is probably over because, again, as of December 9th, roster sharing's out, and that means I get to download rosters too. Sniping Scores 0607 flashback rosters. So Anaheim is Max Jones, Trevor Zegras, Troy Terry, which is decent. Comtois, Perreault. Man, Perreault's up to an 82. Getzlaf, McTavish, and Silverberg, Lundstrom, Henrique, Rodriguez. Evan Rodriguez ended up in Anaheim. That's a pretty good team. Good mix of veterans and young talent. Davis, what's happening, buddy? Good to see you. Defense is Fowler, Drysdale, Hutton, Shattenkirk, Larson, Kukin. It's Jamie Drysdale up to an 87. Not bad. Goalie-wise, Gibson and Dostal. With Shane Wright as a healthy scratch. And Sam Steele. Just when you think you can sit there and say, hey, that's not too bad, they have Shane Wright as a healthy scratch. Okay. All right. Sure. Arizona is Ricky Boma, who's computer generated. He went second overall. Nick Schmaltz, Riley Smith, Krause, Nico Sturm, Dylan Genther, You got McEachern, Hayton, and Fisher, Maselli, Howden, and Keller on the fourth line. Ugh. Defense is Chikrin, Strawman, Gostisbehere, Ruedel, Sherratt, and Timmins. Goalies, Jack Campbell, Braden Holtby. So, again, they gave Jack Campbell... Yeah, I can see why, of course, he didn't go back to Toronto if he's going to get that much money. So, there you go, Jack Campbell. Tero Jokinen, 13th overall pick. Computer generated is there. Jacek and Capobianco. It's healthy scratches. Boston has Marchand, Halla, Hall. DeBrusk, Pasternak at center again. And Vetrano. Como, Foligno, Smith, Gagne, and Mark Coyle. Fire Sweeney. Holy shit. The defense is Mike Riley, who's up to an 89, with Charlie McAvoy is a 96. Grizzlick and Carlo, Forbert and Clifton. In goal, Allmark and Yaroslav Halak was brought back, which means Jeremy Swayman's either gone or in the minors. Chris Russell, Jakob Zaboral, both scratched. Why does Nashville have two of the worst jerseys in history? I don't know, but it gets people talking about him. But yeah, that Nashville jersey sucks. Buffalo is Skinner, Middlestat, Tuck, Gergensen, Asplund, Ruotsalainen, Bjork, Cousins, Olofsson, Athanasiou, Thompson, Okposo. Probably a better forward lineup than Boston. Defense is Dahlin, Jokiharju, Lindholm, Benning, Bryson, and again, they offer sheeted successfully Timothy Liljegren. So that is, that's good. Goaltenders, Wedgwood and Georgiev. Interesting. Kasha, Owen Power, and Colin Miller all scratched. We're going to sign Owen Power and scratch him. Love to see it. Shane Wright and Owen Power start off the season scratched. Carolina is Galchenyuk, Aho, Teravainen, Kotkaniemi, Natchez, Jarvis, Svechnikov, Stahl, Niederreiter, Palat, Ennis, and Foss. That's a hell of a fourth line. Palat's making almost $3 million. Defense is Slavin, Pesci, Shea D'Angelo, Honka, and Demirs. Goalies Ranta and Anderson still. Scratches of Paquette, Jack Drury, and Ryan Dzingel. Columbus is Laine, Jenner, Bjorkstrand, Tessier, Bemstrom, Nyquist, Voracek, Kopp, Chinnikov, Stahl, Domi, Sillinger. Good insulation for Sillinger, but he's on the fourth line. Defense is Werenski, Boqvist, Gavrikov, Peak, Jacob McDonald, and Rasmus Ristolainen. Goalies Merzlikins, Korpisalo still. Kent Johnson, signed and scratched. Jake Bean, Andre Sekera. God, the AI just absolutely sucks at managing their team. Absolutely suck. Why sign Eric Stahl? And then you could play Kent Johnson. Or why sign Kent Johnson? Calgary is Goodrow, who got a nice little contract extension. Elias Lindholm and Andrew Mangiapane, who also got a nice little contract extension. Blake Coleman, Monahan, Kachuk, Perreault, Backlund, Lucic, Richardson, Pelletier, and Pospisil. Not bad. Defense, Hanifin, Tanev, Sheelington, Stetcher, Valimaki, and Anderson. Goalies, Markstrom, who went down, and Darth Vladar, also up there. Dupé, Pedersen, and Connor Zary all scratched. The amount of solid prospects these teams are scratching is unbelievable. Chicago is DeBrincat, Doc, and Kane. DeBrincat's up to a 94, Doc's an 88, Kane fell to an 84. Love to see it. Kubalik, Borgstrom, Nylander, Ronaldo, Taves, and Bobby Ryan. That has to be one of the strangest lines I've ever seen. And then Hagel, Strome, and Tyler Johnson, known as the fourth line of go fuck yourself, even though you're good players. The defense, McCabe, Murphy, Stillman, and Jones, DeHaan, and Ian Mitchell. Good old 83 overall Seth Jones. Goalies, Fleury stays, and they brought in Billy Husso. Scratches of Caleb Jones, Nick Badan, and Evan Barrett. Hello, Deke Slayer, by the way. Colorado, as Timo says hello. Timo, sweet, beautiful Timo. Tell me what you think of that Chicago Blackhawks third line, buddy. It's interesting. It's interesting. Wheels has it going too as well. Timo, thank you very much for the raid. You would have seen it on screen. Twitch.tv/The Baker and Timo Show. Go drop them a follow as Spud the Scrub drops that lovely, lovely sub. Spud, to you, this lovely bottle of water. Spot, thank you for that. Greatly appreciated. Welcome aboard. Enjoy the emotes that feature magical things such as... I don't even know what the hell my emotes are half the time, let's be honest. There's a bunch of random shit. Enjoy them. Enjoy them. Must be so tough being so handsome. Wheels, you would know. Oh... Are you playing with owner mode on? Sid, I play with owner mode off just because it's a bit too tedious to manage while also streaming. So... Oh, goodness. All right. Yeah, okay, we finished up Chicago. Let's see. Colorado into Season 2. Looks like this. Burakovsky, McKinnon, Rantanen, Nichushkin, Landeskog, Kessel, Kolasar, Jost, O'Connor, Maltsev, Newhook, Comfer. And indeed, for anybody coming over from Time-O, Season 2, doing a Penguins franchise. It's a bit rule-heavy to make it more fun. And we're just looking at what the teams look like heading into Season 2. Yeah, because it's always interesting. Like, Phil Kessel's on Colorado. That's interesting. To me. The defense is Taves, Makar. I told you Makar would be good by Season 2. Sam Girard, Eric Johnson, Bowen Byram, and Ole Mata. Devon Taves got even better. It's ridiculous. Is this my new permanent stream time? Probably. At least through the, again, what I always say is at least through the winter. Again, it gets dark here before 4 p.m. So if I have a night schedule, that means I'm waking up anywhere between like 10 a.m. if I get to bed immediately after streaming. But anywhere between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., depending on when I get to bed, which is brutal. You know, if the sun sets at before 4, I get 20 minutes or no, it's just, I need to see the sun for the sake of my mental health. So that's the issue. Kemper and Eustace Anowin are the goalies there. Kempney, Tierney, and Kaut as the scratches. Yeah, right? Who the hell has ever streamed and been like, okay, go to bed, and immediately fallen asleep? That doesn't happen. It doesn't. Booch, thank you for the follow, by the way. Dallas looks like this. Robertson, Hintz, and Gurionov. Strome, Ben, and Sagan. Heinen, Glendening, and Pitlick. Peterson, Faxa, and Landry. I thought seasonal depression was fake until I moved into a sunny place. Exactly. It's real, Dan. It's real. It's a pretty decent Dallas lineup. Defense is Heiskanen and Friedman, of course, who got that big money deal from Dallas that we would not have given him. Suter, Lindell, Hanley, and Danny DeKaiser still getting work. Love to see it. Ottinger and Hedobin as the goalies. Only happens if you fall. Dude, even after I had my near 24-hour stream, it was like 17 to 18 hours. I was still up for a little bit after that because I'm overtired at that point. It's ridiculous. Sanford, Boyd, Stranges as the healthy scratch is there. I wouldn't recommend having Antonio as a healthy scratch, but what are you going to do? Detroit, Verana, Larkin, Raymond, up to an 87. Bertuzzi, Berggren, Zadina, Suter, Rasmussen, Smith, Ernie, Lizotte, and, of course, Brock McGinn, who we sent over their way. Their defense will also feature former Penguins, such as Marcus Pettersson with Moritz Seider, Justin Braun with Philip Ronick, Emil Viro with Gustav Lindstrom, Teasdale, Heroes, Pitlick. Did they get rid of, didn't we send... We totally sent Matheson over there. Did they have him in the minors, or did they trade him? Interesting. Their goalies are Alex Nedeljkovic and Sebastian Kosa. Huh. The case of the missing Matheson. Edmonton is Puljujarvi, McDavid, Yamamoto, McLeod, Draisaitl, Xavier Borgo, Hyman, Cousins, Cassian, Shore, Nugent Hopkins, Fogle, because in this video game, you play Nick Cousins over Ryan Nugent Hopkins. Is Late Night Tookie dead? Not entirely, I'm sure, but maybe. Defense is Nurse, Barry, Keith, Bouchard, Shimmick, and Cece. Goalies, Smith and Konovalov. Scratches of Cuckoo, Benson, and Josh Brown. Florida is Huberdeau, Barkov, Duclair, Denisenko, Verhaeghe, Tippett, Achari, 88 overall, Lundell, and Hornqvist, Bennett, Reinhart. Look at that center depth. Jesus. I mean, it's probably not the best decision in the world to have Sam Reinhart as your fourth line center, but that center depth is ridiculous. Holy hell. You do you, Florida. You do you. Defense is Uyghur and Ekblad, Merrill, Gudis, Forsling, and Montour. Goalie-wise, Bobrovsky and Spencer Knight. Bennett dropped a couple of points, unfortunately. Gotta remember, it's Season 2, so you would have had some people go up, you would have had some people go down. Craze, yeah, I saw that on Discord, unfortunately. Hope it subsides. Ulevi, Roslovich, Bulya as the scratches. Why would you put out a fourth line of the four center? I don't know. Oh, who would I put on the fourth line out of the centers? Fucking trade somebody. But yeah, probably Lundell, because he's more defensive. So, hi, Raheel. That's for Raheel and nobody else. The LA Kings. Byfield, Kopitar, Arvidsson, Dano, Velarde, Kaliev, Lemieux, Iafallo, Anderson, Grundstrom, Kupari, Kempe. That's not bad either. Defense, Anderson, Doughty, who also fell a point. Bjorn Fott, Roy, whatever. Clegg and Walker. Goalies, Peterson and Quick still. Brandt, Clark, Anderson, Dolan, and Jeff Carter, who again went back to the Kings as scratches. Poor Brandt Clark. So much good talent scratched. It's crazy. Minnesota's Kaprizov, Eriksson, Boldy, Beckman, Zuccarello, Greenway, Foligno, Hartman, Bitten, Rossi, Goodrow, Dewar. So they have the complete opposite. They have all the young guys in the lineup. Defense is Brodeen, Spurgeon, Kulikov, and Dumba, Lambos, and Addison. Goalies, Talbot and Wallstead. Giroux, Mermis, and Hicketts as the scratches. So Minnesota's going with all the low overall guys. Montreal is Lehkonen, Suzuki, Armia. Way to surround Suzuki with a real winning combination. Good to see Montreal's realistic. They're running Mike Hoffman at center with Jonathan Trent and Brendan Gallagher, Toffoli, Hayden Anderson, and Byron Evans, and a Cole Caulfield on the fourth line. Love to see it. Love to see it. Why play Cole Caulfield on the third line? We need John Hayden there. Defenses, Romanoff, Petrie, Edvinson, Savard, Jack Johnson, and Greg Pateryn finally back in Montreal. 2-year deal for Jack Johnson. Best game ever. You know, when Jeff Gorton said Ducharme was going to finish up the season, he didn't say he was automatically getting fired at the end of that season. Carey Price, #1 goaler with Jake Allen. You got Ryan Poehling, Jack Dugan, and Christian Dvorak, healthy scratched. They have butchered his overall due to the morale system. You know, if I needed a second line center, I'd probably go after Christian Dvorak. I'm sure he'd be incredibly cheap. To acquire. New Jersey is Tatar, Heischer, Mercer, Janssen, Hughes, and Alex Holtz. Zaka, Larson, McLeod, Bratt, Wokanen, Sharangovich. I mean, aside from having Bratt and Sharangovich on the fourth line, I mean, it's nice to see the younger talent up there. Defense is Giordano Hamilton. Not bad. Goligoski, Severson, Siegenthaler, and Ty Smith. Goalies, Blackwood, Bernier still. And scratched Graves, Thornton, and Riley Walsh. So Jumbo's still kicking around. Nashville is Forsberg, Bergeron. Yes, I'm sad, because that means he gets to wear that horrible Smashville jersey. Forsberg, Bergeron, Kunin, Geno, Granlund, Johansson, Tolvin and Sissons, Duchesne, Maroon, Trocheck, and Phil Tomasino. Defense, Yossi Carrier, Ekholm, Fabro, Carrick, and Manson. Not too bad. Goalies, Saros and Ingram. Scratches of Myers, Glass, and Brett Connolly. Catcher, hello. What's happening? Nice little $3.5 million of Brett Connolly just sitting there. Islanders have Beauvillier, Barzal, Wallstrom, Bellows, Lee, Palmieri, Cizikas, Pageau, Brown, Neal, Nelson, Clutterbuck. You ever get the scoring figure? I mean, I'm still tinkering with it, but at the end of the day, franchise does what franchise does. There's really no consistent way to make it realistic to current NHL standards. You got Pelech, Pollock, Chara, Klingberg, Liabushkin, and Mayfield. Goalies, Varlamov and Sorokin. So Varlamov went up in overall. Damn. Pissick, Dobson, and Josh Bailey, as always, healthy scratched. Rangers have Panarin, Zibanejad, Lafreniere, Kreider, Kako, and Hedel. Because, of course, you'd play Hedel on the wing and not Capo there. Fucking God, this game sucks. Dryden Hunt, Mojo, Kravtsov, Goodrow, Blay, and Spezza. The defense, Lindgren and Fox, Miller and Trouba, Nemeth, and Lundqvist. The goalies, Shesterkin and Grice. Scratches of Zach Jones, Will Butcher, and Jared Tenorti. The Ottawa Senators with Colin White, Josh Norris, Drake Batherson, Adam Gaudette, Tim Stutzla, and Shane Pinto. Brady Tkachuk, Nick Paul, Austin Watson, Formanton, Stepan Brown. The defense, Shabbat and Zub, Mete and Zaitsev. Sanderson, Jake Sanderson makes the team with Eric Brandstrom. And goalie-wise, Mikko Koskinen and Matt Murray, the dream team. Almost fainted there for a minute. All right. Healthy scratches, Grabner, Schultz, and Rocco Grimaldi. The Philadelphia Flyers have Hanu Blomdahl, who is computer-generated. Sean Couturier, Travis Konechny, Jarnkrok Kadri, Nazem Kadri went to Philly. What a place for him. Cam Atkinson, Farabee, Lawton, Parise, Hayes, Forster, Lindblom. At least they don't have Tyson Forster scratched. Kadri's making only 3.6. Double that contract, IRL. Sanheim, Ellis, Provorov, Ruta, Yandel, and Irwin. Goalies, Carter Hart, Martin Jones still. And scratches of Haig, Cam York, and James Van Riemsdyk. $7 million on the bench. Seattle has Schwartz, Hurdle, and Donskoy. Hurdle signed for all the money, by the way. Yeah. I'd give it to him. Wenberg and McCann, the contract, but also maybe, who's to say. Wenberg, McCann, Tanev, Boyle, Gord, Eberle, Luff, Beniers, and Rowney. So Matty Beniers makes the team. Not bad. The defense, Dunn and Alexiak, McNabb, Larson, Fleury, and Bortuzzo. Goalies of Grubauer and Casey DeSmith. Scratches of Donato, Edler, and Jeremy Lauzon. San Jose has Timo Meyer, Logan Couture, and Evander Kane. Bonino, Dahlin, and Chmelevsky, who won last year. We did. Is it season 2 or 3? 2. Cogliano, Reedy, Balsers, Nieto, Ryan LeBanc. How much did they sign to Smith for? Who gives a shit? Defenses, Ferraro, Burns, Kulak, Erickson, Vlasic, and Middleton. Goalies, Reimer and Riddick. John Leonard. And the legend Jasper Weatherby as a scratch. 1.4 for the Smith. St. Louis. Oh boy. It's Perron. How much did David Perron sign to stay? That's not bad at all. O'Reilly, Bushnevich, Saad, Thomas, Cairo, Barbashev, Shen, Kostin, Malgin, Sundqvist, and Tarasenko on the fourth line. Guess who's going to request another trade? Defense is Krug, Parayko, Scandella, Falk, Mikola Nudivara. Goalies, Bennington and Ellis. They just can't get a backup goalie. They can't do it. Erica Branson signed and is a healthy scratch. They also have Jake Neighbors as a scratch and Logan Brown. Tampa is Kajula, Point, Kucherov, and Kajula will crush it. Kaloran, Stamkos, Colton, Belmar, Sorelli. Man, Sorelli got much better. Joseph on the right, and then VC, Beret-Boulet, and Radish. Defense is Hedman, Chernak, McDonough, Sergachev, Holden, and Biega. Goalie-wise, Vasilevsky and Brian Elliott still there. Scratches, Gustafson, Perry, and Bogosian. Let's see, Toronto has Michael Bunting, Austin Matthews, and Mitch Marner. Nick Robertson, John Tavares, and Pavel Gogolev. Nick Ritchie, David Kampf, William Nylander, Rodion Amirov with Alex Kerfoot and Wayne Simmons. So a lot of the younger talent stepping into the Leafs lineup. Defensively, Muzzin, Brody, Riley, Dermott, Sandine, and Hall. Goalies, Mrazek and Eric Kallgren, which is oof. And scratches of Joey Anderson, Axel Rindell, and Pierre Engvall. Vancouver has Garland, Pettersson, Polk-Colson. Good. Pearson, Horvat, Hoglander. Good. Miller, Dickinson, Besser. It's out of a third line. Sheehan, Bjugstad, and Sutter. The defense is Hughes, Myers. Matheson ends up in Vancouver. So Detroit flipped Michael Matheson to Vancouver at some point. He's next to Travis Hamonic. OEL is next to Nikita Zadorov. That is like the ultimate Jim Benning defense. And catcher at season 2, so there's development in there. Matheson and Hamonic. What's the worst that could happen? Jesus. Their goalies, Demko and Hutch. Scratches of Rathbone and Shen. Well, that's good. They're still scratching Jack Rathbone. Idiots. Vegas Golden Knights have Pacioretty, who got much better. William Karlsson and Mark Stone. Good props, or I can't even say prospect development, just good development there. Marchessault, Jakeichel, and Luka Shelvanes. Carrier, Waugh, and Patrick Cotter, Stevenson, Dodonov. Poor Chandler. Can't even be the third line center. Defense is Theodore Petrangelo, Martinez, Whitecloud, Haig, and Coughlin. And the goalie is Leonard Baraswa. Scratches, Lasician, and Michael Del Zotto. Brings us to our final two. I'm going to go Washington first because alphabetical order, EA, Jesus Christ. It is Alex Ovechkin, Evgeny Kuznetsov, Daniel Sprong, Backstrom, LaPierre Wilson, Mantha, McMichael, Hathaway, Sherry, Oshie, and Eller. Fourth liner, TJ Oshie. Behind the kids. Hate to see it. Like, at least put Eller at center and Hathaway on the fourth line right wing and put Oshie on the third line. Jesus. Defenses, Orloff, Carlson, TVR Jensen, Fehervari, and PK Subban. And goalie-wise, Samsonov and Dreger. Damn, Soap, I missed that, actually. Samsonov, Dreger, Green, Cholowski, and Ryan Murray as the scratches. And then we get to Winnipeg, which is Connor, Scheifele, Ehlers, Stastny, Dubois, Wheeler, Vesalainen, Lowry, Radulov, Svechnikov, Harkins, Gustafsson. Defense is Schmidt, Pionk, Dylan, DeMello, Morrissey, and Stanley. Goalies, Hellebuck, who went up to 96, and Arvid Holm. Scratches of Perfetti, idiots, Borowiecki, and Gabe Bork. So those are what the teams look like heading into Season 2. There are many questionable decisions by the AI there, and unfortunately we can't see when Matheson was traded and what for, but hey, we're ready to go for Season 2. I mean, Cody, he's going to be in the AHL because he wasn't on another team. So obviously, he's in the AHL. Use your brain.